Hello, everyone. It's Rebecca with the Santosha Way, and today we are talking about the new moon in Leo. It's happening August 16th, 2023 at 2:38 a.m. for the Pacific time zone, which is 4:38 a.m. Central Time and 5:38 a.m. for the Eastern time zone. This is happening in the fire sign of the Lion, ruled by the sun, and it is associated with our fifth house of self-expression, romance, creativity, playfulness, children, and pleasure, the things that we do for pleasure. This new moon is really all about reconnecting with your passions, living from your heart, being open and vulnerable, being very authentic. We're in a new energy now, and this is where you'll want to kind of look at setting your intentions. Now, as always, whatever house this is showing up for you in will change the subject and theme of where you're setting your new intentions specifically. But let's look at the energy at play and what's been going on. And remember, at the Santosha Way, we talk about living well within the energies at play. The reason we want to know what's going on, it's kind of like checking the weather, so we can be a little prepared in our life and breathe a little bit easier. Sometimes that works. Sometimes you're in the middle of it and breathing easy it just doesn't happen, right? It's kind of like knowing a hurricane's coming, but being in the middle of it's a totally different thing. So, anyway, let's talk about these energies at play. Here's what's been going on collectively. We've had Venus retrograding Leo, which is where this new moon is. It is going to play into this new moon. Venus retrograde Leo has been about where we feel or don't feel recognized and seen, where we don't feel valued, right? Now, Venus in general, when it goes retrograde, this is a time where we kind of go within and we start examining our values, we examine our relationships, and it's also a big time to examine your relationship with things. So, not just your relationships with people and maybe your social circles, friends, family, coworkers, those types of relationships, but it's also your relationship with things like money and your relationship with food and your relationship with your worthiness in general, your own self love. How are you valuing yourself? And you're looking at your life and you're examining, am I getting the return on my investments that I'm putting into my life? And if not, where do I need to switch things up? Venus retrograde Leo has been conjunct with Black Moon Lilith. And Black Moon Lilith is our asteroid that comes with a lot of feminine rage type energies behind it. It's the areas where it brings up some of our deeper fears, collective angst and anger, and places where we feel like we are not being honored and valued. It brings up any areas where we're saying, no, we're not being treated right over here. And it kind of brings up this energy in us that makes us want to fight back or take our power back, which is beautiful, right? Because the whole point of examining our relationships, and whether that's at work or personal relationships, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, although it very much could be under Venus energy, right? So we're examining these relationships and we're saying, where have I been giving my power away? Where do I need to take it back? Or where am I no longer valued in this area? Where have I outgrown this social circle? And where do I need to expand? Where do I need to be asking for my value or showing up and meeting people in different places? And what is my role in all of these things as well? Well, how can I deal with my own shadows and up level my own personal value to be a match to the things that I really want to have in my life, right? So that's part of the energies we've been examining with this Venus retrograde Leo, Black Moon Lilith conjuncting it. We also have the nodes of the moon at play here. Now, the North node moved into Aries and the South node into into Libra at the Cancer new moon. And this was about a month ago when that happened. So all this energy playing together, what's happening is we're moving into this North Node energy of more independence and moving away from more codependent behavior. Libra South Node energy that we're wanting to release right now is the energy of people pleasing, the energy of contorting ourselves to fit into a particular group. For acceptance or to be liked or to be loved. So, where have you been sort of not being completely true to yourself and going along to get along just to keep some type of situation active in your life, whether it's a relationship or a business, work environment? It does not really matter, but where are you not honoring yourself and your own individuality, your uniqueness, your authenticity, the things that you actually want? Where are you not honoring that and instead blending in to fit along with the group so that you can be accepted and recognized and things like that? Now, the South Node, North Node energy, South Node in Libra, North Node in Aries is really calling us forward into this place of saying, hey, those people are never going to love you if you're not being authentically who you are at this time, which is why we have the Venus retrograde and Black Moon Lilith energy stirring up some stuff within us saying, are you even showing up as your authentic self? And if you are, can you recognize that when you are not being valued, that those are not your people and that there is something out there for you, right? So that's how all this energy is kind of playing together. We also have Uranus squaring the sun and moon at this time, because when we have a new moon, the sun and the moon come together and the sun basically blocks the moon out. So what does this mean? Well, at a new moon, the sun is our awareness and the moon is our subconscious and our emotions and the things underneath the surface. So we're making intentions, we're setting intentions at a new moon saying, I am aware that these are the things I would like to create in my life. And as we proceed through this cycle, a new moon begins a moon cycle, a new 28-day cycle. So as we proceed through these next 28 days, we're going to start to get more information. We're going to see where we need to make adjustments, and we're going to really start to expand on the intentions that we set out to achieve and the progress through the month. You know, what obstacles come up, what adjustments do we need to make, where do we need to do more work, what do we need to release in order to have the things that we really care about, those types of things. So Uranus is squaring this new moon. It's squaring the sun and the moon at this time. And whenever we have Uranus at play, well, let's just face it, this is our planet of chaos, surprise. It comes out of left field. There is really no way to predict it. Uranus is the planet that takes out the structures that are in place that are no longer serving us so that we can innovate and create better systems that will not only serve us, but the community and the future of what we're moving towards. This is very much an energy right now of what do you really want to be and become? How do you really want to express yourself? What are you really passionate about? And can you really be brave and bold enough to stand in your own authenticity and say, this is who I am. This is who I am, and this is what I'm about. And if you like me and we vibe with each other, great. And if you don't, I'm not going to be different just to fit in with you. And so this takes a level of being vulnerable and also being willing to risk rejection, because you do know that in the end, when you are being authentic and your true self, you are shining your personal light, and those who are ready for you are going to see you. They're going to recognize your light. But if you're not being authentic, they can't even see you and recognize you. And the people who don't recognize you, again, those are not your people. So Uranus brings up a lot of surprising events out of left field. They can seem chaotic. They can feel like tower moments. And when we talk about a tower moment, it's a collapsing. It's things that just fall apart and are like, whew, I wasn't expecting that. Relationships at this time might end if they haven't already. This is a very kind of disruptor energy, and always keeping in mind that that which is not for us, there is something better along the way. Rejection is truly, truly God's protection. So we have that going on. Now, the benefit of this energy that we have under this new moon is we do have Mercury and Mars in Virgo, and they're going to make some little aspects to this energy as well. And they're going to help us with this Uranus kind of potential chaotic energy, in that they are going to help us be a little bit more grounded. In an earth sign, our mental and Mercury's our mental aspects, Mars is our passion and our action and drive. So in Virgo, they're going to be a little bit more grounded, a little bit more efficient, a little bit more ready to move forward at a level-headed, healthy energy, right? A little bit more clarity. So this will be good. Now, Mercury is preparing to station retrograde on August 23rd. It is in its pre-shadow phase at this time. So all of this stuff that's happening right now is going to continue to be sorted out in the coming weeks as we go through. We finish up our Venus retrograde, and then we have our Mercury retrograde, moving us through this energy. The one thing I really want you to focus on right now, though, is all of this energy that we've been sitting in. Many people have been experiencing major transformational moments, either really intense situations around relationships specifically, but then others I've seen in the workforce and things like that, where people are having very dramatic, drastic things going on, where they're having to say, whoa, wait a minute, first off, this is who I am authentically, and this is my value, and this is what I am going to tolerate, and this is what I will not tolerate. And people are making very strong decisions right now. So this new moon is that time to really get clear on what those decisions are for you. What does it look like to stand in your power? And also, what does it look like to stand in your pleasure? Because when we're in a state of pleasure, we're actually more powerful. This is when we're working with the higher vibrations. This is creation energy, and this is when we're going to actually create what we're moving towards. If we can stop crying over spilled milk of whatever we're walking away from at this time, if we can leave the crumbled tower behind us and say that tower is in rubble, I'm just going to move forward because I know my value, and this is where I am, and this is what I'm going after, right? And if we can move forward, and if we can shift into that Sun card energy, which is the number 17 card in tarot, and the Sun card is about moving on to better and brighter things. Moving on, you've gotten through this situation, and now it's time to move forward into the next one, right? So the Sun card is positive, no matter if it's in upright or reverse position, and it is telling us right now, under this Leo energy, you have all of this available to you. Tap into your passion, tap into your creativity, dance, play, be childlike, look at this moment with wonder and opportunity, and welcome in and invite in what you're moving towards. All right, this is the time to really truly express yourself authentically, and let your true light shine to the world, so that when people do see you, they can recognize you for who you actually are. And this is going to allow you to actually start connecting with your true soul family and your true tribe, and those places that are really, really meant for you. When you stand in your value and you move towards those things, that's when you start aligning with the things that are meant for you. The only other thing I want to say about this is, y'all, when we say no to what is not for us, we automatically open up new levels. The universe says, oh, okay, good. I'm glad you got that straight. Here's some more opportunities. And you get to say, this is not for me. I'd like to examine this one. Nope. This is more up my alley. And as you say yes and no and are making decisions to things in your life about what you want and what you don't want, you are moving through towards the things that are more suited for you. You do not have to stay in situations where you are not seen, recognized, and valued. And that is really what this new moon energy is about, is really setting out those intentions to be authentic, be bold, go for what you want to go for, chase your passionate life, do live from your heart, be open, be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to try again. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there again. Trust that when you walk away from the situations that are no longer aligned with you, you are automatically choosing to walk into the ones that are more aligned with you. Okay, that's all I have for you today, guys. I have so many things going on at the Santosha Way. I'm doing Akashic Records sessions. A lot of people are coming in for some healing work around some of these experiences that they've just been through that have been pretty intense, right? Some healing work, some clarity, some clearing energy, and getting set up and moved forward in the direction of their best life. So if you're ready for your Akashic Records session, I'll have the information down below. Also, we have Akashic alignments where we do wonderful energy work for personal readings every other week. And then there's group alignments on the opposite weeks. That's all I have for you right now. Until next time, may you be Santosha.